Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Today, we're going to be talking about how to properly EQ your vocals, like how to properly EQ your vocals depending on the material you are getting. I know this is one topic that seems to have been overly treated. Like you hear it every now and then. You hear the pros talk about it. You hear even the beginners talk about it, like how you properly EQ your vocals. Like I said earlier, you have seen TLA, you've seen Jason, you have seen Andrew Sheps talk about it. You have seen them doing tutorials where they are treating the vocals. And I thought about it for a while. I thought like, should I really do this or should I not do it? But I want to say something now. If you are getting vocals the way you where you are now, like where you are now as possibly you're a beginner, you will not be getting the kind of vocals the pros get. You will not be getting the kind of vocals, the kind of recordings CLA gets. You will not be getting the kind of recordings Andrew Sheps or Jason gets. These people, where they are now, they are getting quality recordings. Like they have quality, they have engineers who are professionals with the best of equipment, best of microphones, but you as a beginner, you may not be able, there's no way you can be getting because definitely you will be recording for people who are just starting out. So now, when you're watching tutorials from CLA, you're watching tutorials from Andrew Shapes, the recordings are not the same. For this reason, you will need different EQ modes from what they do. Of course, you have frequencies where you that are not necessary in vocal recordings where you need to cut them out. Then, but there are other frequencies where you possibly might not need to cut out or where you will need to boost, which definitely will be different from the ones these guys are getting. They have expensive preamps, which also contributes to the recordings. They have some of them, they have pre-EQ'd, their chance they have it pre-EQ'd before they start recording. When you are recording, you're plugging your microphone straight to the interface. There's no pre-EQ. There's no compressor going in with it. You possibly may be recording with a cheap microphone and in an untreated room, like in less than ideal room, because you're just starting out. Resources and everything contributes to that, which is not like the ones these guys are dealing with. Definitely, this will equally contribute to the EQ curves. It will contribute to where you are going to be boosting. It will contribute to where you are going to be cutting. And this is what we are going to be treating today. I'm going to show you a little on how you can do this. Let me say something. When you are watching somebody like CLA recording, you're watching somebody like Jason recording, you hear when they will say, "Oh, I didn't have to do much. I have to just take care of, or maybe possibly boost here, and that is all." Which is definitely different story from yours. When we go to the system now, I'll play different recordings, different takes with different microphones, and you see the EQ curves. These recordings were not taken in professional studios. They were plugged direct to the interface and recorded. Definitely, you will see that the EQ curves that I'm going to show you graphically, they are different. So, what do you do when you find yourself in such situations? Your EQ curves, your EQ moves will definitely be different from the ones these top dogs are making. It will definitely be different from where they are cutting, where they are adding, where they are boosting. Yours will be different. It all depends on how you hear it and if your ears are tuned to listening to the EQs and listening and knowing what is good and what frequency is good for the vocals or whatever instrument you're going to be doing. Of course, we're doing vocals today. So let's go to Studio One now and I'll show you how you can properly EQ your vocals, what you may hear, or where you may be cutting or where you may be boosting, or where you need to add, of course, cut, depending on the microphone, the room, or depending on the materials you are getting. Let's go. Okay, we're here in the door now. I'm going straight to show you how you can EQ based on the kind of material you have, based on the recording, based on the microphone, the environment, whatever, what have you. And I'll show you the EQ curves, different EQ curves. These two samples that I have here are recorded with different microphones, even in different environments. So graphically, I will put the EQ there now. You see that the curves are different. They have different curves. These different curves will equally determine how you're going to approach the two songs to two vocals to sound nice. But note that if your vocal is recorded in a less than ideal environment, like you is recorded by amateurs, maybe per se your artist recorded himself in his house, or you are an artist yourself, you recorded yourself in here and you don't know how to record, possibly you don't know how to place your microphone, you don't know how to you recorded in an environment that is not treated, where there's a lot of reflections, echo. Know that we can only an engineer can only make them sound nice but not fantastic. Like when I say fantastic, you see when you're watching some of these top dogs, when they are recording, you see them, they say I didn't have to do much, the engineer already did majority of the work, or the engineer did a fantastic job. In your case, it is not a fantastic one. Maybe you're an artist recorded, you're an engineer, someone recorded and sent them over to you, and the recording is not that fantastic. But what I'm trying to say here is this: each recording, each microphone, each vocal, each so many things contributes to the EQ moves that you are going to make when you are recording. So watch this EQ now. I'm going to show you graphically. Of course, you do most times you're going to be listening with your ears, but if you watch the graphic representation of whatever material you have, you find out that the frequencies, they have the frequencies where they are more. There are rooms where you record, you find out that you have a resonant frequency somewhere that, but somewhere that you don't think it will have. Some microphones will have some highs. There are some who will sound boomy. So these are some of the things that will determine the moves you're going to make with your EQ. So watch these two vocals now. Just watch graphically. You're going to watch. Of course, I know we are going to be using our ears, but just watch graphically, and I'll show you. I'll point some of the places that you possibly that possibly will be determining the moves you're going to make with your EQ. Let's go. So the first one I'm going to play now, I'm going to show you now is my voice. So I just did a little sample for this recording. So you see the EQ curves. Then I'll show you the other one, which you are not possibly your I'm probably not going to play it out, but you will also see the EQ curves. These two samples will have different EQ moves to get them sounding the best they can. There's no pre-EQ, it's just recording from my microphone into my audio interface, and it's recorded in this room. That's mine. But the other one is recorded. The other one, of course, if I play the other one, you will not like it. It was recorded by an artist who sent it over to me, and the recording is very, 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 very bad. Very, very bad, but I had to make it sounding the best it can. There I had to do extra work. There's nothing like they had to do extra work to get it sounding the best it can. Let's go. Oh 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 na na oh na na oh na na oh 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 na na oh na na oh na na. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. So if you watch the EQ now, if you watch the EQ now, you find out that it has this resonance somewhere around 18 kilohertz. It had around somewhere around it had 7,000, 7K. It had somewhere around 3K. It had somewhere around 6K. You see, one thing I want you to notice is that all these frequencies, they are not bad. It's just that sometimes some may be dominant, like some may be much, it becomes disturbing. Then there are some where you will not hear such frequency. Of course, in vocals, the most important frequencies for vocals are, I think, somewhere around 400 to 2K. These are some of the very important frequencies that should be dominant in your vocal recording. The somewhere around 7K is still very okay because it brings out the sparkle. So all of them, they are very, very okay. But when they're like somewhere like say 200, like somewhere like 3K, if 3K is too much, it starts to sound very, very harsh to the ear. So these frequencies now, when you see them, they are okay. They are very, very okay. When you want to EQ vocals, You don't need, we already know you don't need all these frequencies, maybe somewhere around 100. Now you're left with some of these places that are important. I will also cut somewhere from 20K upwards, downwards, like you see now, I can simply cut some of these. So these frequencies where I cut now is where you possibly might like the low frequencies is where you don't need it for in the EQ to when the music is playing. You don't need it to for the music to sound nice. Here equally at around 14K or 20K, sorry, from anywhere from 20K depending on the vocals. I equally don't need them, so I can cut them out and the vocal will still sound nice. So now, when I am EQing these vocals, you see some of the places where the frequencies are very, very high, like where they resonate like that. They are all important. Like this one they're all important. They all sound good. But during the processing, I am trying to EQ them. I am trying to EQ out processing the vocal for it to giving it the last processing that it needs. Probably might need to term some of those places. I like to use dynamic EQ. Like this one now, I can use the dynamic EQ and dock it. When I say docking, I mean just to reduce the frequency if it is becoming high and disturbing. I just use dynamic EQ and term such places. These are some of the things that will be determining the moves you make when you are presented with a recording. These are some of the things. Now you find out that when I show you the other vocal, now you find out that the EQ curves are different. So definitely I'm going to be having to deal with them. They won't have different approach. The voice texture is different. The microphone is different. The recording environment is different. So these are some of the things that you will be considering. Say you're working on a vocal recording in this kind of stuff. Of course, you know it will add some frequency and it will equally take away some frequency. Like it may take away the sparkle out of the vocals, which you will work extra hard to get them back by maybe possibly boosting the top frequencies. It might equally add some frequency somewhere in the low mid, which you will also work hard to take it away, depending on what you hear. So now we are going to the second. I'm going to go to to play the two vocals together, so you can hear you can look at the graph. Just carefully look at the graphs, and you see the differences. You see that they have different EQ curves. Looking at them graphically at the analyzer here, you find out that you see that they have two different curves on the EQ, which will also amount to different approaches towards the two of them. Let's play now. So the first one I'm playing is my vocal. If you feel the way that I'm feeling. If you feel the way that I'm feeling. So carefully look at it. You find out that it has information. It has a lot on the low side of it, which obviously we are going to cut them out. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. So when we take that out, I'm playing the second one. Now there's no audio in the second one, but you watch and see the EQ. So I had to make this Pro Q. I had to make it this small because my screen is small. The other one had problem and I have not been able to replace it. So you see it now. If you feel the way that I'm feeling. There's no much info on the lower end. Definitely, we are actually calling, but it's just for you to see it. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. So watch, if you're looking at it carefully, you see that if you feel the way that I'm feeling, there seem to be some like block around this frequency, somewhere from like 4K. If you feel the way that you see that there it has a lot of resonance there. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. If you feel the way that I'm feeling. So you watch now. When you're looking at this vocal now, you find out that this is the second one, the one that is recorded. This is not my voice, the one that is recorded outside my studio. So when you look at it now, you see that there's a lot. The EQ moves would definitely be different. Possibly depend on what you hear. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of things going on here. If you hear the vocal, it's really, really pretty not what you want to hear. So when you look at it this way, you find out that there's a lot going on somewhere at the low mid, and this will determine the kind of work you have to do. When I was working on the vocal, I had to do a lot of adjustments here. I did cut. Now, when you look at this place, which should be one of the most important places in vocals, especially in pop vocals or Afrobeat vocals, you find that there's hardly anything around here. So, which will equally, possibly may, depend on what you want, may lead to you doing some boost around 1K, to 2K. Then there's this block around here. Oh na na, oh na na, oh na na. If you feel the way that I'm feeling. So here's the second one. So when you look at the second one, you find out that there's hardly anything around 3K. So I just want you to understand this. I just want you to understand the analysis I'm trying to make here. You see through the two recordings, you know that they are different. And when you look at the graph, of course, we work with our ears. But when you look at the two of them, you know that definitely there is the work on them are going to be different. These are some of the things that determine the EQ moves you are going to make when you are recording. So now, treating my own vocal now. You see, let me show you some of the things that I would do if I am presented, or say I'm trying to professionally mix my vocal now. Oh, na, na. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, na, na. Oh, na, na. Oh, na, na. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. I'm feeling. So I'm trying to show you so you can visually understand. Even though we are listening with the ears, you find out some of the things that you need to do. The essence of this is for you to understand some of the things that you need to be doing. Now, if I have to treat this my vocal professionally, now you hear. Oh, oh na na, oh na na, na. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. I'm feeling so good tonight. I'm feeling good tonight. I'm feeling so good tonight. I'm feeling good tonight. Hey, Oh na na, oh na na, oh na na, na na na, na na na, oh na na, oh na na, oh na na, oh na na, na na na. If you feel the way that baby, come on, let's hit the flow. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. Oh na na, oh na na, na na na, oh 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 na na. So when I do some of these adjustments, then you will listen with the instrumental and know where to also adjust for it to sit well in the instrumental. When you hear vocals, you find out that they all sound different, and these differences are the things that will determine the kind of move you will make towards the EQ. Oh, oh na na, oh na na, oh na na. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, baby, come on, let's hit the flow. I'm feeling so good tonight. I'm feeling good, good tonight. So, music is meant to be for the ear, but I think I've been able to show you some of the things that you ought to do. Remember again, the essence of this video is for you to understand. It's for you to understand. For you to not just. It's for you to understand that when you are working with vocals that are not professionally recorded, the EQ moves are going to be different. They are really, really going to be different. I've shown you the EQ, both EQs, both curves on both EQs here. I'm sorry I didn't have to play the other one. I actually was supposed to get vocals that is this, but that is not that is recorded in a different place. Of course, I have them, but I didn't want to play this vocal out. But if you have watched carefully, you will find out that they are the curves. The point has been made here, so you just need to see them. When you listen, you hear where the adjustments are supposed to be made. When you are when you're doing taking care of when you're doing treating vocals, most of the most important places are some of these places. Of course, you take away the low end, which you don't need anything from 50 to 100. They are usually not needed. So possibly you take away, you cut from the top, depending on the microphone. You cut the top end, cut the top end a little, maybe somewhere, because you definitely won't be hearing anything from 20 hertz upwards. So even if you're hearing something from maybe possibly 18 hertz, there they still don't make a lot of sense in vocals. So you can equally take them away. So there's barely nothing you're hearing here, so you can take it away. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, then every other move you're going to make is going to be dependent on what you hear. Like if you listen to this place now, yeah. If you feel the way that I'm feeling, so I had to dog that place with the dynamic EQ. Oh. Here again, I had to duck it again. Oh na na, oh na na, oh na na. So this is not just the end. If after all the process and after EQ, I still feel like there are some frequencies that are lacking. Maybe I needed you to have some sparkle, or I needed I feel that is a little muddy, or maybe is a little boomy. I'll equally go there and take them out. So when I was treating the recording, when I was mixing the other vocals, which I am using for the graphic, that you're looking at the graph now, the low end was the load mid was something else. Like the boominess, the muddiness was just too much. I had to do a lot of cuts there. The top end was was kind of washy. After I did the little cut in there, I still had to duck until I felt okay with it. When I was done with the mixing, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't fantastic, but it was just very okay compared to what it was like when I got it. The vocal wasn't shining at all. I still had to boost somewhere around 3K, which I really do depend on the microphone anyways, or depend on the vocal. I had to I had to do some boosting around here because if you're watching the vocal, you find out that it really comes. There's really nothing around here. It just comes up and goes. So I had to, for consistency, after compression, after I compress it, it was still not giving me that sparkle around here. So I had to still boost there. I still had to boost somewhere around 1K also for it to really work. This is just I know this is raw. I know we listen to music. I didn't bring this sample for you to hear it. I just wanted to show you so that you can, because these days with so much plugins around, with so much technology around, you can equally listen and watch the vocal. You can equally use your eyes and see where there are some problems in the recordings. So I hope you've been able to learn here. So the most important things about recording is your ears. That's the most important thing about anything recording, anything music. It is not, there's no one size fits all, but it's just if your ears are tuned to listen to EQs, you can hear where the problems are. First of all, the most important is for you to knowing the music that sounds nice, and that takes time for you to get that knowledge. But as soon as you have done it and you have mastered the EQ, have mastered how to listen to the EQ, these are some of the things you need to know. You need to understand that EQ will always differ depending on the recording, depending on the type of recording, depending on who is singing, depending on the microphone, depending on what equipment you were recording with. In most cases, they are going to differ. So this will be it for today. Till I come your way next time, this is Mr. Rodney. Please, please, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to share. Turn on the notification button to always have you updated whenever we drop. You see, these things are the things that make me, they encourage me when I see that people are actually liking and sharing my content. It makes me want to do more. It helps me to do more. It helps me to put out more. Thank you very much. Till I come your way again, like I said, I'm Mr. Rodney from Platinum Mix. See you next time. Bye.